Okay, I wore this outfit today for a couple reasons. We're greeny. I'm really green. I'm grinchy green, and I have red nails, but I ate pizza last night, and you know when you want to put on a different kind of outfit? I mean, I'm sure you can relate to this. When you want to put on a different outfit, but you just feel kind of fat, and it's raining, and you just feel like a slob. So I just went for like the oversized sweater legging look today.
I know you said that in a way that we don't feel your pain when it comes to clothes, but us guys, we do.
How so?
We look in the mirror sometimes, and I look, and I say, my pecs don't look like pecs. They look like man titties.
Oh.
Like there are...
I thought you were going to say what you usually do. Wow, I look really good today.
No, there are those days, Jenna. I mean, like today I walked out, I looked, and I was like, I look fine.
You know, we like rarely ever have those days as women. And I'm trying to work on this whole body positivity because I realized, especially when I start talking about having kids in a family, I do recognize how wonderful my mom was. Granted, my mom was lucky and was like stick thin, but she never had issues with like food or talking about, I guess, just not liking her body, period, right? Like, I'm so skinny or whatever it is, or I don't like how I look. I do not have a single recollection of my mom ever doing that. And I think that created a really healthy body image for myself because now I see girls that are so self-conscious when they're like your daughter's age, you know, and they're so young and they call themselves fat. And you know that comes from the mom having a bad body image and bitching about her body to her daughter. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to get in the habit right now of not doing that anymore.
My daughter she's got the best role model when it comes to that because Kenzie's always just fine. She's walking around, strutting her stuff. My mom, though, and by the way, welcome to the Fitish podcast.
Welcome to the podcast. And the reason we're talking about what we look like is because you can see us now. If you're listening, you can still listen to us every week. But if you want to put faces to the voices, which I know is a nice thing, and watch, you know, us roll our eyes at each other and bitch at each other, you can do that on YouTube.
Yeah, and I could look back and see when Jenna rolls her eyes at me, which is fine. It's fine. No feelings hurt or anything. But my mom used to do those fad diets all the time. She would do, like if something came out and said, you got to drink 20 gallons of water and you'll lose
like 30. The ice cream diet. Where you only
ice cream diet, like whatever the hell they were coming out with. My mom saw it on a newspaper or on a magazine. She was all about it. She'd go into it and like 2 weeks later, she'd be like, this shit's not working. I don't know what's going on. She was always focusing on her weight and trying to find different ways to lose it.
Did that affect your sister?
So... I don't know, because here's the thing about my sister and I. My sister is 12 years younger than me.
That's right. So you didn't really grow up together.
Yeah. So by the time I was moving out of the house when I was in college, she was like 5-6 years old. So she didn't really have I didn't really get to see her as a teenager. You know, I would go visit in certain situations. So but seeing her now, I mean, I don't think she has a body image issue. I mean, she's healthy and she tries to work out. My mom was allergic to working out. Yeah. It was all about dieting for her. So she didn't want to do it the working out way.
I think that is kind of the shitty part, though, you realize as you get older. And I know this is the Fitish podcast, and we talk occasionally about actual health stuff. But JC and I were both athletes when we were growing up. And I think we were always lucky because we were probably able to kind of eat a lot of food. And I mean, you know, JC, he still eats a lot and works out a lot. And I've kind of learned as I've gotten to be like an older female now, I'm almost 37, that the bummer is it really is mostly about nutrition.
It really is.
And I used to think, I remember having a trainer and he just annoyed me so much because he'd be like, Jenna, you can't out-train a bad diet. You can't out-train a bad diet. And I was like, yeah, I could when I was young and played soccer. But as you get older, you know, I have girlfriends that work out super hard all the time, but they also eat and drink a lot. And they're like, I can't lose weight. And I just want to be like, yeah, it's because you eat like shit.
Right. And then they tell you, and you'll hear this from a lot of trainers, and it's almost to the point where it's like, all right, I've heard this shit before. Abs are made in the kitchen.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, literally, I've heard that so many freaking times from people because you'll see guys that are just ripped. I'm like, damn, what'd you take? Or what'd you do? Or what's going on? I ate right. That's all. That's it. Literally, that's all they did.
So I got to tell you about something that we're doing for Fitish as a brand new, because I started this whole company by doing these workout videos. And I was like, the truth of the matter is, and I think I've said it publicly, I really don't like to work out that much. And that's where the name Fitish came from. So what we've decided to do for January, because we have some cool new kind of ingestible products coming out that I'm gonna, we filmed, so this is a story to lead me up into how embarrassing this is. We filmed some workout videos on Monday, right? Mm-hmm. And these are gonna be free, right? These are just like, this is content for January for social media. We're just trying to do a good job with our content. Oh, so nice. This isn't like a sold to buy or anything like that, but I partnered up with Raven, this trainer that we work out with, and she used to be a ballerina. She does Pilates. She is just kind of that dream of a figure, right? Like she's toned and lean, but curvy, and that kind of body that I think a lot of women, like very healthy healthy looking. Anyway, and she's amazing with fitness and amazing with that kind of like no body weight or no weights, but body weight stuff. So we filmed in our new space last week on Monday, and we decided we were going to do a new series of 10-minute videos. So like that way, if you wanted to do 10-minute abs and then a 10-minute HIIT kind of cardio, you could partner them up together. But we filmed them as 10-minute videos for IGTV because I thought, hey, 10 minutes is like, you can do something for 10 minutes, right? Yeah, cool. But the funny part about it is I decided to do 3 of the videos, and then I had Danny and Elena, who work for me, each do 1 video, and then we ended up adding a couple more. So I think I did 4 videos that day. Granted, Raven did all of them, right? So she was the instructor in all of them, but we each like took turns doing them. JC, I was so sore and tired from doing like 30 minutes is like really what it added up to, 30 or 40 minutes, these 10-minute videos.
Wow.
That I haven't even worked out the rest of the week since. And all I've been doing is using my Theragun because I've been so sore.
The Theragun is actually, I suggest if you're going to, because everyone's going to get their New Year's resolutions and we're all going to want to get fit and we're going to start working out and we're going to be doing things we haven't done all year long, and you're going to get really sore. And you know what's going to be your savior? The Theragun.
But I'm sore in all parts of my body sometimes, right? Like sometimes it's not just where you would think it would be. Like today, for instance, my calves hurt really bad. And I think it's because I've been wearing high heels. And I think that's something we haven't talked about with Theragun before. You know, when you have, no matter where, right, this device is just phenomenal to alleviate a lot of that tension. And you can do it yourself at home. You know that Francisco, this is what he bought for me last year for Christmas.
I mean, it's basically like he bought you a therapist. I mean, you go to a rehab center and they're honestly using Theraguns on you. So why not get it for yourself, save all that money, and then there's videos on how to do it online where you could find out how to do it. And by the time you, like 2 weeks in, you'll be like, I already know how to use this thing. You'll just sit on the couch, just Theragun myself. Yeah,
it's going to soothe your aching muscles. It's absolutely phenomenal. It starts at just $199. 'Tis the season. Hop on this deal. Get it for your loved one, especially for the guy in your life. I mean, this would be an amazing present. Go to Theragun.com/Fitish right now to get your Gen 4 Theragun today. That's Theragun.com/Fitish, Fitish, Theragun.com/Fitish.
Get you one.
Yeah. So I'm feeling better because I've been Theragunning it. Can I say Theragunning? Sore. Yeah.
Yeah, Theragunning's up for we created it.
Yeah. We did it. Yeah, it's just been so interesting, JC, like, because, you know, now that I don't do the show with you anymore, and to try and get my mindset in this place of like, we're talking about holiday of 2021 with products. And so when, you know, I spent 13 years of my life doing a radio show where you looking ahead.
What is that?
I know. Where we literally live like, what's tomorrow? Yeah. Right? Like I have 2 weeks off work, or like, what's tomorrow? What do we have to do for the show in the morning? It's all current events and news. And now I'm so lost in the like, what are the trends in December of 2021 and beauty gonna look like? And it's so crazy for us to like wrap our head around that.
If I was in a cartoon right now, my head would explode.
Yeah.
And you're probably wondering, you're listening, well, don't you guys plan ahead on a radio show? We, to a certain degree, you do. But when you're a personality, I don't know if you felt this way, Jenna, I could get fired tomorrow. So
no, that's not what they mean.
I can get fired tomorrow. So why am I going to plan ahead for 3 months from now and you're going to fire me and use my ideas? No,
well, and you can't plan ahead when something's so life-based, right? True. Because you talk about your life every day, and now we do it, but in a way that
fads and stuff. Like you got to be on top of what people are going to like a year from now. Can't you go to why don't you go to New Orleans and go to one of those mind reader people or people that see the future and ask them? Like those people, y'all are sleeping on them because no businesses are going to these people.
Because I don't believe in them. Actually, you know what, Elena, come over here. I'm going to put you on the spot. Yeah, I'm going to talk to you about...
Is Elena a mind reader?
Yeah, no. She has a spiritual leader that she follows, and she's predicted a lot of things. Come tell us just for one moment. And you got a new haircut. It looks really good. Come sit down. Here, take my mic. Come sit in the middle. This is Elena.
Hi, Elena.
Yeah, sit in between us so we can interview you.
Welcome to the Fitish podcast.
Sorry, I know. I love putting people on the spot. Danny's sitting there like, oh shit, don't worry.
Danny, you're
I don't have anything to ask you today. No, it just spawned this whole idea. So Elena, apparently, I just said I don't believe in it, but will you just tell us like a little bit about, because I don't even know the whole story. There's someone that you follow on Instagram?
Yeah, I follow, on TikTok.
Okay.
Where you get all good news.
And quick.
Yeah. So she is like an astrological... I don't know, guru, I guess. So she can see the stars. So she predicted like Biden winning the presidency. And she's like predicted when COVID's going to end.
Tell us.
When is it going to end?
It's supposed to end summer 2022.
Hold on one second, because...
Never mind. Okay, this is not good. No,
but she's been like mostly right about her stuff?
She's been like almost... Because she reads people's like star charts. Like,
Son of a
yeah.
2020, you ain't got that time.
Yeah.
Well, so she said that in 2021, right? I heard you telling someone 2021.
Gonna be a reprieve next summer.
Okay.
This is all from her.
Yo, this is breaking news here on the Fitish podcast. You're not getting this on Fox News or on CNN or even on OWN or whatever that one's called.
Yeah, exactly. OAN. Yeah. So it's supposed to be a reprieve in summer 2021, and then it's gonna get back to kind of how it is right now next winter.
So we're gonna get hit again. Cause I already had this shit and I don't want it again.
Yeah.
Like I'm done.
No.
That's right. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Anything else interesting that she's predicting, COVID aside?
No, she was looking at people's star charts. So she looks at Trump's like this is all decided from the moment you're born, like your like highs and lows in life, and like literally the minute you're born. So
she like read what's gonna happen to
his
Trump.
Star chart. Yeah.
What's gonna happen to Trump?
It sounds like he's just like gonna have like a little peak later. So like he might just have like some big like.
Oh, so he's gonna peak again?
Yeah.
He's going to be president again.
He's going to be president again. It just means that he's like something. He's going to do something. Like I think some kind of like tell all.
You know, I don't wish ill towards that'd be nice to get a peek, get something to be excited for him about.
Well, will you give her? Can you tell us what her name is on TikTok? Do you remember?
I don't remember her name.
You can
We'll
grab
go
it
get your
probably
phone
bring
and
it
let
back,
us
though.
know. Okay.
Yeah, 'cause we're all here together.
Yeah, we're here. We're going to be right here for a little bit.
That is so freaking wild.
That's crazy.
2022. No way.
So, I mean, I kind of take it back because I don't really, like I was saying, I don't really believe in that shit, but it's been interesting to hear her talk about it. I don't know. I mean, I want to believe in ghosts. I want to believe in some of these things, right? Because I do feel like it's possible, but, you know, I am not a really religious leaning person myself. That's not really something I've ever said before. I would say I'm more spiritual, and I grew up more religious, and went to Catholic school and all of that. But as I've gotten older, I've started to reject a lot of those theories, or I should say question a lot of things. And so, I mean, I'm fully supportive of really everyone's beliefs as long as you're a good person.
And here's the thing. It's okay. Like a lot of people, when you hear that, you're like, oh no, don't question.
I'm like losing Fitish podcast listeners because
though.
I've never said that before.
No, the thing is we're supposed to question things.
Yep.
Like that's literally what we're supposed to do as human beings. That's how people discovered other pieces of land. They questioned, no, surely the earth is not flat. We're not going to fall over. They questioned things that they believed. Then you discover, right? That's what we're supposed to do.
And JC, I think, without getting too heavy into this, I think that, yeah, it does. But I don't know. It wasn't something I intended on talking about, but I want to believe in certain things. And I think you grow up being taught what to believe. And then and I went to Catholic school and I took world religions, and I think a lot of religions are very beautiful. I think that I can see pieces of a lot of things that Buddhism and other religions, or even the Catholic religion. There are definitely kind of tenets and principles of religion that I understand. I also feel that there's a lot of negative that comes with it, of course. Like, I mean, a lot of wars are started based over what I deem to be kind of like fictional stories that have beautiful stories. And anyway, I just started questioning it. And what's been really fascinating, I've had some very like determining moments in my life. And I think that's where a lot of people either question religion or find God, is over, personal moments, right? Of grief or of success that you say, well, there must be a higher power, or maybe there's not. And so that's kind of where I based a lot of it on, because I started to really question beliefs. I mean, the kids trip did a lot for me, questioning a lot of, why are things like this happening to families? And I feel that life is very random, yet a lot of them are that have a lot of strong faith, because why else would something like this happen if there wasn't a reason? And so that's where it started for me. And then dating Francisco, it's something that, I mean, we've touched on in the podcast. He was so religious growing up, and most Mexicans are, and it's a very cultural thing, but he was going to be a priest. I mean, he lived in Rome for a year because he had been on this journey to become a priest. And obviously we've joked that his spiritual advisor told him that he would be better, spreading the message of the Lord to the public. And he wasn't fit for a life of kind of like servitude and solitude, which, we laugh about. But he said being in that experience, I mean, it has made him go from a firm believer to he doesn't consider himself like an atheist by any means. I would say he still, believes in elements, but he's much more agnostic, and he says he's more spiritual. And that's been a very fascinating, determining factor for me as well. So it's just interesting. But I say one of my best girlfriends is like fervent believer, right? And so her and I have interesting conversations about it because we both respect one another. And I say, as long as you're a good person, I think as long as you're not judgmental and all of these things, as long as you're a good person, I really don't care what you believe.
I grew up in Mexico, very strict Catholic, and I remember starting to question things when I was in high school, because one of my teammates on my football team in high school, his dad was a pastor, just a Christian pastor, and he would have youth groups at his house. And I remember asking my mom, I said, hey, I kind of want to go to Luke's dad's, youth group. And she said, are they Catholic? And I said, no, they're Christian. And she said, no, you can go if they're Catholic. And I said, but what's the difference? Like we both believe in Jesus. We both believe in a God. There's similarities, like very similar things going on here. And I just started wondering, like, okay, so if my mom deems Christian or Christianity or this branch of Christianity to be so different than Catholicism, then let me go look over at the Jewish community and see what they believe. And then I started studying, and I'm like, okay, so basically what we're all supposed to do is just be good, right? That's why we have the 10 Commandments. Basically, it's a way to get people to start thinking positively and to do the right thing when they're faced with the devil. And so now when people ask me, do you go to church every weekend? No, I don't go to church. Do I believe in a higher power? Yeah, I think there's some sort of higher power out there. Is it a God? Is it science? I don't know. But when I get asked, what keeps you on the straight line? What keeps you doing the right thing? To me, at this point, I only got one life, right? That's the one thing I know for sure is that I got this life. I don't know if I get to be resurrected or if I come back as a dog or a freaking some sort of insect. But I know that I'm a human in this life from one time. And do I get to be a good person and leave a good legacy behind and set a good example for my kids and my grandchildren and my great-grandchildren? Or am I going to be a piece of shit? And I don't want to be a piece of shit. I want to be a good person. I want to be remembered nicely.
Yeah.
That's what keeps me driving. And you can honestly see like that little light switch go off in their head like, oh.
It makes it hard too when you don't believe, because then you sometimes question what's it all for, right? Or when you go through a challenging time, it's hard because you say, well, this is just it. I mean, it's definitely a hard assessment of yourself when you go, well, you take a lot of personal responsibility. And yeah, I agree with you. Like, I think we have one life. And so why be a good person when you don't have that kind of compass of a higher figure? And I say to that, well, I'm a good person because I see what happens if I have an act of kindness to a stranger. It's been proven that things like that can affect the course of other people's life for the rest of their life, right? Just one simple act, of paying it forward could brighten up their mood because you never know what someone's going through, right? And then the same with, paying it forward there. And a lot of people do that in prayer, which I think is wonderful too. But for me, it's just kind of about actions. And my mom instilled that in me when I was young because she still believes and is more religious. I don't ever recall my dad going to church. I did a Methodist church when I was young before I went to Catholic school, and it's just been fascinating to kind of see the different religions. And then my mom just at some juncture decided, okay, we were the holiday. I mean, I don't know what you call that with people when you just go, you're just like holiday religious, like we would just go to church and
That's
go to mass and service for like Christmas because she thought the music was beautiful and some of the scripture was beautiful. And I agree. I still do. I mean, I love church music, but it was funny because she had me in a lot of service work when I was young. Right. So it wasn't just like Bible school camp. It was things like actually going and serving the community, making sandwiches, like going to, see people with addiction and going and donating, toys to the hospital and all sorts of things like that. And so I think that is an amazing thing to instill in anyone, whether you're religious or not, because it kind of shows you about service. And that's a tenet of religion that I love, is about service. So anyway, I wasn't expecting to get into all of that.
It's good to talk about, though.
Did you get you started this, Elena?
Yeah, what's the TikTok that we got to follow? Marin Altman is the name of this.
You might have to spell that for us. MERIN. Oh, like Marin Morris. Okay. MAREN Altman.
Altman.
Okay, great. Okay. So that is Elena's spiritual TikTok advisor.
Interesting.
And check it out. I mean, I'm going to check it out because I am fascinated in that sort of stuff.
I am too. I really am.
And hopefully we didn't lose any of y'all with this nice open discussion.
I mean, it's fine to talk about. This is what the point of being a friend is. You see each other's views and everything. I saw that. Did you see the Pope was like, I'm pretty sure, and forgive me if I got this wrong, but I'm pretty sure I saw that the Pope
has nice shoes.
Has very nice shoes, of course. But he stood up for the gay community.
Amazing.
Right.
I think he's a more, I think he's a kind of like a forward thinking Pope, right?
When I saw that, I was like, yes. Because here's the thing. One last thing, because now I'm gonna get on my soapbox. Where's it at?
Oh, you're gonna stand up.
I'm
okay.
not going to.
We need to adjust the camera.
One thing that we don't focus on is sometimes we don't evolve too much when it comes to religion. We don't evolve. We stay put in what the beliefs are, right?
Excuse me, my coffee delivery is here. Thank you.
Oh my goodness.
This is what you could have, JC. Yeah. Thank you,
A
Danny.
coffee?
No, someone that
Someone bring it
ordered
to
and
me?
brought you coffee. No.
See, but you pay her. Our interns do it
That's
for
true.
free.
I paid
Thank
for the
you.
coffee and I pay her. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. And she gets paid handsomely. And she gets coffee. But sometimes I feel like people don't evolve well enough when it comes to their train of thought. Where, our laws evolve, our everything evolves. Like us as humans, we evolve. And we don't evolve in our thinking when it comes to back in the day. This is how it used to be. You know
or
what
even
I mean?
like our constitution. Yeah.
Our
Like we pick
Constitution
and we
evolved.
choose what we
Yeah.
think, like, yeah, even though some of that's so outdated, like they used to duel,
Yeah,
you
like,
know, like
you
that
would-
was how you solved the disagreement. You had a duel.
Right. Like you couldn't Aaron Burr freaking have to get down. You know what I'm saying? Like you had to get down with it with Hamilton. But like you couldn't vote back in the day, Jenna.
There's no Splenda in this.
Oh
Could
my-
someone add Splenda?
Goodness. Do you like your coffee sweet?
Very.
I like it black now. I'm a black drinker.
Save that.
I drink it black. I don't like it, but I drink it just because if I like it too much, then I'll drink too much of it.
Yeah. Yeah, they forgot to add the Splenda to
it's
it.
too
Sorry.
much.
And don't give me shit about not being Fitish by adding 2 Splenda to my coconut milk. I'm just going to tell y'all what I'm drinking. It's a 2 Splenda, but without that venti cappuccino made with coconut milk. That's what I'm drinking. Thank you, Elena.
So you have a coffee bringer, but you have a different Splenda bringer.
I'm actually just kind of making a bit out of it because I don't actually think I've ever had either one of them do this as far as I recall ever. I actually, bragging on myself and speaking of generosity, and I often ask the girls if they would like a coffee from Starbucks when I do a run a couple times a week.
So is Splenda,
Bad for you, yes.
it is bad for you because it's
Yes.
no calorie.
So you know what's funny about this is we're creating some products. I know we've been all over the place. We're creating some products for next year. And a couple things we're really excited about because I'll just go ahead and tell y'all, like
Yeah.
a meal replacement shake and an energy drink that has CBG in it, which is going to be very exciting. I told
CBG?
you all this so that I don't...
What's CBG?
So CBG is another cannabinoid. So you know how we have CBD that's very anti-inflammatory.
Uh-huh.
So the cannabis plant, I know you're not very familiar with the cannabis
Never
plant.
seen it.
Yeah, never seen it. But there's a lot of things I think people that are somewhat familiar don't know. I mean, we're learning a lot, but they say there's at least 100 cannabinoids that make up the cannabis plant. THC is one of them. THC is, of course,
That
what's
gets you
most
high.
well known because that is when people are like stoned. THC is that part of the cannabis plant that is its own kind of seed combination that makes people high. CBD is a part of the cannabis plant that has no kind of psychoactive effects whatsoever, right? But it has all of these anti-inflammatory benefits that we've been seeing. That's why my products are working so well because it's just like THC-free CBD. So I think once we start breaking it down and people aren't as scared, knowing that cannabis is actually not weed, right? Cannabis actually has 100 different parts. So there's something in there called CBN, but CBN makes people really sleepy, but we feel that we don't want to use it because we feel the FDA is going to come through and say, CBN is so strong and induces sleep so wonderfully that it could be a great thing if there's some CBN out there on the market.
Better than melatonin?
However, yes.
Whoa.
However, that they believe that, not stoned like THC, and I haven't personally tried CBN yet, but people say it works. But the fear with it is that it actually is not psychoactive, but strong enough that the FDA is not going to let that be over the counter. That it would be more kind of how, with label and warnings as THC would be, right?
Wow.
Because it was like there's elements of psychoactivity there. And so we're not messing with that. But CBG, going back to that, is, 5 or 6 times as more expensive than CBD. It's much harder to pull from the plant, but it has amazing, I'm saying all this to y'all because this is just kind of the limited research that's been done. So I can't make these claims. Of course,
Welcome
you
to
know that.
Cannabis class.
Yeah, we're all
CC.
over the place today, but this is so fascinating and so amazing because I think, my team and I have seen all of this. Like, we fully believe that CBD is going to be, and I've never really said this aloud, but I think, I wouldn't have left a career to do this if I didn't believe it. And I think a lot of people just haven't caught up to it yet. I think it's going to be, life changing. It already is for a lot of people. But
Yeah.
once all of this kind of political stuff kind of falls to the side and the shit brands get thrown out of the way and the good stuff starts coming to light and the FDA makes some actual like claims and approval and allows CBD to be kind of like an Advil or something like that exists, or topically, like a Neosporin. I really believe that it's just going to be one of those things that's just absolutely life-changing for so many people, and it's going to heal the world. They're talking about seeing effects in the lungs from people that are inhaling CBD as an anti-inflammatory, because a lot of people,
it fixes the lungs, like it fixes the scarring in there?
You got to consider this. Like a lot of people can't take NSAIDs, right? Which are like, Advils and Tylenols and stuff, and blood thinning kind of medication. They can't take that sort of thing. So, they've been looking for something that actually helps. Can I have my other Splenda, please?
I wanted to read the ingredients, though.
Something that actually helps anti-inflammatory issues, which a lot of people are seeing with COVID in the lungs. And so, it's difficult because it's like, we want to get in there on that. Like we want to see if CBD would be great. I know I've gone into like full science talk, but it's fascinating. So anyway, CBG, they say, is such a powerful anti-inflammatory that with rats, they're seeing it shrink tumors and things like that. And I don't know about that whole process and how they've given rats tumors, and that all sounds very terrible, but they've seen that it's like been shrinking cancerous growths and stuff because it's so powerful. And it also helps with focus, and it also helps with kind of internal like organ inflammation and stuff like that. So we're putting the CBG in an energy drink for focus.
Dang. And what's that word you said? Psychoactive?
Psychoactive is what you would consider any kind of,
I feel like
different class of
drug. We need
drug.
to stand up for the marijuana crowd, because I don't think you become psycho or active when you're on it.
That's very true.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why not create a better word for the cannabinoid?
I know it's hard. No, but so going back to Splenda and the ingredients. So the thing is, and this is my dirty little secret, Splenda is the one thing in my life that it's probably the unhealthiest thing that I can't get away from. But however, they say that it gives lab rats cancer, but they're overdosing them on it. I mean, they're giving them like 10 packs, 20 packs of Splenda a day, and that's rat size. I'm at least 1,000 rats. Don't you think?
Maybe 2. What?
Maybe 2,000 rats.
Like half, like an ounce or something.
Well, anyway, so my girls won't let me in terms of sweeteners and protein powders and energy drinks. The reason, I have a lot of knowledge now that I've wanted to share with you all. Yeah. The reason a 5-hour energy or drinks like that taste pretty good is because they're using that. So it's technically sugar free, but they're using, sucralose, right? So they're using this in those drinks, or Diet Coke and things like that, the aspartame. So that's why stuff tastes so good. But my girls refuse to let me use Splenda in any of the products we do for Fitish, because we try to be much healthier and more natural. So then that's when you start getting into having to use stevia or monk fruit and things like that, which make it
stevia is a natural sugar, right?
Exactly. Okay. So it still has a little bit of sugar, but it is totally natural, and it's not going to, kill
sweeten
you.
It up as much.
I only have like 2 Splenda a day.
Here's the thing, because they say when you're eating, and we're actually doing Fitish stuff today.
I know. We haven't done this in a while. Yeah.
Like, we're not talking about penises and boobs this time. We're talking about legit things.
I mean, we can. I have some stories. We will
eventually, because I got a penis picture that somebody sent me. That's not
I thought you were just going to say I have a penis.
Well, I do. How do you think I had kids? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's there.
Yeah.
It's there. But they say read the ingredients, and the first few ingredients should be natural ingredients. You know, when you look at your peanut butter, if you don't see that your first ingredient is peanuts, then that's probably not the peanut butter you should be eating, right?
Yeah, the rule with ingredients is it's supposed to be listed from most to least, and a lot of brands will kind of mess that up so people can't copy their ingredient deck. But yeah, like when you look at our products and it's like water and CBD, then you know that that's what's
and it's all good.
Yeah.
This one, Splenda, has dextrose.
Yum.
Dextrose.
Yum.
I don't know what that is. Maltodextrin.
Delicious.
This is the only one I recognize, sucralose. So I think we're supposed to be able to So
sucralose is what's in most of these energy drinks, from Red Bull to whatever. I mean, unless they have sugar-free, which then they're putting in.
I've never looked at the. I didn't even know.
I'm sorry. No, that's what is in all of that. Yeah.
That is crazy.
So that's what makes them. And again, that's why all of that sugar-free stuff tastes so good. It's because this is like the best sugar-free sugar, but it's full of chemicals.
You know what I think?
So now y'all know like multiple dirty secrets about me today. Tell me about your accidental penis story.
I will tell you about that, but I feel like the way you put it like that makes me sound like I'm on Grindr. But I feel like you just gave us a nice little Skillshare class.
Yes.
I feel like you just hooked it up right there.
Yes. I should get on Skillshare and teach something.
Now this is going to be a really cool holiday gift, because this holiday season, you can give the gift that means more to someone. Get creative. Learn how to make the perfect handmade gift with Skillshare's online classes. And they have a ton of different online classes for you to try out.
Like wrapping. Have you seen some of these gift wrapping videos out there that exist? They will actually teach you. My mind is blown over methods of gift wrapping that completely flipped all gift wrapping on their head, because I didn't even know, like, basically, like, I saw a class that you can like turn the gift in a certain way, like a different angle that seems so abnormal, and it makes it so much easier that you don't have to do more cutting.
Right. That's pretty cool. And they also the staff over at Skillshare, they pick some. So if you're like wondering, I don't know what I really want to learn or which class I should take, listen to their staff, because they'll put up whatever they deem as a cool class. I've taken a few of them. And then you're like, oh, I actually do enjoy that. Or maybe you didn't enjoy it, but at least you got it out and you know about it now, right?
Yeah.
Which is really cool.
Give the gift of learning this holiday season. Skillshare is incredibly affordable, especially when you compare it to a pricey in-person class. And who wants to do in-person classes these days anyway? An annual subscription is less than $10 a month. You can explore your creativity or gift creativity to someone you love at Skillshare.com/Fitish2. That's Fitish and the number 2, and get a free trial of premium membership at Skillshare.com/Fitish2.
This is awesome for kids too as well. And real quick, before we continue, I just want to give Jenna some props, because
Why?
her paper here at the office,
How thick is this?
this thing is thick with 2 C's,
I
bro.
don't know if that's a good thing to say. It feels wasteful. I asked the girls, I'm like, where the hell did this paper come from? This is nicer than any resume paper I've ever had for myself.
I'm going to tell y'all what I used to work out later on in the podcast, but I mean, if I just did about 20 of these per arm here, I might get super buff.
Do y'all know where this paper came from? Or am I buying this paper? No, this came with the printer, or it was accidentally left here. We had a really, this space actually before we were here had a high end, I always blame it on them, right? Even though it's been like a year, but they were like high end office furniture. So some of that, like that table that we have and stuff, some of this stuff we just got left over from them, you know, so they had that kind of like very contemporary looking bulk like office furniture. And so they had a bunch of printers. So I think we must have gotten some leftover paper, but damn.
Like, you don't get a paper cut from this. You get like a paper gash. You know what I'm saying? Like you'll
like
it's like
it scares me.
It's like a piece of cardboard made love to a piece of paper, and then this thing was born. That's what this is. That's
a piece of cardboard had sex with a piece of paper.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And that's how this thing was born. I'm telling you, this is a nice thickness to the paper. I just want to compliment
it's
you on
too much. Next year I think we need to go down a bit, but as long as I'm not buying it, I'm not complaining.
So my buddy and I were having a conversation via text.
Okay.
And it was, I think you had posted an Instagram story, and I mentioned something, and I said something about like, yeah, your ass is wild. You know, like, because you had posted something crazy. Like one of those things that like I probably wouldn't have posted, you know, because it might have offended some people. Not offended, but it might have, whatever. And so I was like, yo, your ass is wild.
Haven't we all learned a lot about like friends over this quarantine when they get active on social? I think we're all like,
stir crazy.
Whoa.
They get stir crazy. And he goes, what? Because when you talk about a guy's legs or ass, we get very defensive. And I think he thought that I was taking a shot at his actual ass, which I was not. But I think took it as that. So what us guys do when we have a shot taken at us, we try to redeem. And so what he said, he's like, my ass is nice. And I wrote him back. I'm like, I'm sure it is. That's not what I'm talking about.
You have a nice ass. It's a fine ass.
It's a fine ass, bro. I'm
just
sure.
meant like you're wild.
Like, yeah, you. And he goes, no, I've been squatting. And he sent me a picture. Sent me a picture.
I want to see it.
You want to see it?
I do.
This is what you get. When you send me pictures, I show my friends.
I want to see it, and now you get to see my reaction.
Girls, when you send me naked pictures on Instagram or Snapchat or anywhere else, I show it to my wife. I
used to get so many unsolicited dick pics on Snapchat that I used to screenshot them and send them to guy friends of mine at like 5 a.m. when I would wake up to go to work. And I just got a tickle out of it. I just thought, and they hated it and they were appalled. And I just liked it because I'm like, if I have to see this, so should all of my friends.
Now I remember what the argument was about. It was a video of his girl doing a pull up. And I said, 1 month I could have her doing at least 3. And he said,
so it's competitive.
You seen me though? And I was like, yeah, 1 month, she'd maybe be doing 1. And then he sent me a picture of the butt, trying to show that the butt. But Jenna.
He has a huge dick. What?
That's the thing.
Why is his penis in the photo?
He didn't realize that when he turned.
From the side.
He's trying to show the butt.
You can see it from the side.
Homeboy was hanging.
Oh my God, show it to the girls.
And I was, no, man, I've only known them like when I come by to work.
He has a big tattoo on his hip.
So I'm like,
why
bro,
would he do that? He was
like, did you know?
Is he a little gay?
No, he's not. He's not. He's wild.
He knew that was, he could see that in there, right?
I don't think he did, because you know how you take it from the phone and you take it, and I was like, bro, Yo,
It was a full side photo. His butt looks great though, actually.
yo, boy,
it looks like he got like butt injections.
your boy peeped out and he goes, oh no. He goes, crap.
Delete it.
I'm like, yeah, I'm going to.
I'm going to delete it after I show it to Jenna on our podcast.
This is the thing. You got to be careful. Like when you send a picture out and you're trying to like get a point across, you got to double check, make sure the wiener's not showing or her nipple's not showing. Because this happens to girls a lot. I've seen a lot of girls that will post on Instagram, at the pool, nipple. And it's posted. Somebody took a screenshot. It's out there. You got to be really careful. But yeah, he accidentally sent me the ween shot. And I'm like, what if my kids go on my phone and they're looking at my messages and they see the ween shot? So he apologized and everything.
I don't think they will. Your passcode's like 9 digits long.
What's wrong with my long passcode? Maybe I'm making up for something else.
A short something else.
Yeah.
So what are y'all doing for the holiday?
COVID.
Staying home.
Yeah, like what can we do, right?
I'm kind of giddy about staying home.
We are.
Well, I say that until I'm home for like multiple days, not working. I'm going to go crazy.
We're going to stay at a hotel this weekend. That's what we're going to do. Because they have like one of those little
y'all are wild
holiday themed hotels with ice skating.
Your ass is wild. Don't send me a photo.
Be careful. Be careful. Yeah, we're going to go ice skating and we're going to go, there's a snowball fight. But I think that's about it. We're going to do our posada, which is going to just be me and the kids and Kinsey. Yeah. Have you done posada yet?
No.
Did you do it with Francisco?
No.
You know what that is?
No.
Basically, what we do, and it ranges from, and now I'm giving you my Christmas tradition, from penis to Christmas. So
I just always think about the highlight clips we get to pull from this. Today's been good.
Yeah, today's decent.
Okay, posada.
So Las Posadas, I think it starts December 16th and it goes all the way until Christmas Eve. But what my family does, we mainly celebrate the last day, which is you get the whole family together. And in Mexico, some people get like the whole block. Like you'll have dinner at somebody's house and it'll be like 50 people together, just boom, having dinner. And then you do you do the rendition of La Posada where you go as Mary and Joseph and the pilgrims. So you break off into outside and inside group. And the people inside are the innkeepers, and the people outside are Mary and Joseph, and Mary's pregnant because it's Christmas Eve, the night before.
Costumes?
You can. Some do costumes.
Why have I never heard about this?
Some of us just do, like in my family, we just have a baby Jesus, but like whoever's Mary has to hide the baby Jesus because he's not born yet. And so you basically are going around looking for shelter, right? They're asking for shelter because it's cold and she's pregnant and she needs a place to stay, and they get turned down. And then finally the innkeepers realize, wait a minute, you said your name was Joseph or Jose in Spanish, and you said that's Maria, and she's pregnant. She's pregnant with Jesus, with the Lord's son. Like that's our savior, right? And they said, yes, that's us. And then eventually, at the end of the song, and you have your lyrics in front of you, and outside you have the candles and everything. And then they eventually let you in, and you celebrate and you dance together. And then what we do is we go around and we kiss baby Jesus and make a wish in a prayer.
No kissing baby Jesus this year.
No kissing baby Jesus. But it's usually like the whole family, and there's a lot of us.
That's so cool.
And this year's just gonna be me, Kinsey, Kason, and Chloe.
So who are the innkeepers?
I like going out. My name's Joseph. I was Jose, so I was named after. I was born on St. Joseph's Day, so I go outside. I'm always Jose, and so it'll be me and Chloe going outside. She's pregnant, Mary, and I'll be Joseph, and then Kason and Kinsey will be inside.
I love that.
And then we'll kiss baby Jesus. Then we have tamales and beans and rice, and then we open presents afterwards.
Oh, I love that. That's a nice tradition.
A nice little posada. That's what we're gonna be doing.
I gotta think of some traditions. I don't have any real traditions. I really don't. Like I don't have any Christmas traditions. Even as things as simple as like open up. I would actually love for y'all to send me some of your Christmas traditions. I mean, they can be the Hispanic traditions. They can be
your own
American
family
or just fun, because I don't have any. And I'm really in the spirit, and I'd really like to start accumulating some traditions.
I had a friend who was a girl I dated, but apparently on Christmas morning they had a lake house. I never went, by the way, but apparently their tradition on Christmas morning was to take a plunge into the
polar
lake,
plunge,
right? Which is cool and everything, but
not interested.
But allegedly they did this naked.
No.
So it was a skinny dip plunge. So can you imagine?
With family members?
Can you imagine? Yeah, the family members. I don't know which family. I don't know if you had like a drunk uncle there or like that, because everybody got that creepy uncle.
I mean, I'm pretty free and liberal, but like, no, that's a no from me.
Yeah. First of all, I don't want to see my mom's boobies. ever again. I saw him just enough when I was little and needed the milk.
Yeah.
And that's all I need.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to see my dad.
They're just boobs.
I don't want to see my parents
Just
naked.
anatomy.
I don't want to, and I still remember what she looks like naked, and I think that's not right. I think she waited
She looks
too
different
long.
now. Yeah. She breastfed you too long, you mean?
No, like we showered and everything. I remember showers.
Together?
Yeah.
What age are you supposed to not do that?
I cut it off with the kids at like 5.
When they start at like literally poking around and asking questions?
Just because I think that's when memories start, right? Because I think
that's when memory starts too. I mean, Francisco tells me that he swears he can remember things from when he was 2 years old. And I just do not think that's true. But then I've been watching Young Sheldon. Have you ever seen that movie?
Yeah,
that show? It's a really cute friend. I've been watching it.
It's a spinoff
He
from
remembers stuff, from Big Bang. It's actually really good. But yeah, he remembers stuff. And I know it's fictional, but like little baby geniuses say they remember things from when they were 2. And I love for him, but he's not a baby genius.
Did you know, by the way, speaking of remembering things, and I think we talked about this on the radio, there's some sort of condition some people have where their brain literally absorbs everything. They remember being born.
What a nightmare of a girlfriend to have.
Can you?
Do you remember December 7th of 1990?
and it makes it like to where living life is almost impossible because you don't forget a single thing. Everything you've ever gone through, seen, read, you remember it. Have you heard about that? I think it was like a British lady, the last one I heard, but she remembered. She talked about being born. She remembers.
I don't remember a couple days ago.
Same.
I black out all the time, and I haven't even been drinking very much.
What's your first memory you remember? First one as a kid, like this is my memory.
It's hard because I have a couple memories that I feel like are my first memory, but I don't really recall, if they were my first or if they were around the same period of time. But something that stands out for me was, of course, something kind of traumatic. I had a little Mickey Mouse stool. And I remember my outfit and everything. And this wasn't from being told what I was wearing. But I had this new sweater skirt set on and a scrunchie. And it was this pink metallic set. And I remember I had, those little potty stools like that you'd step up on to go to the potty, like a little wooden thing. I remember it because it was a little Mickey Mouse one that I loved. And I remember watching a cartoon or a music show that I loved in the living room of our little house. And I had a chair in the stool and a chair. And I was in that little outfit. And I was going like, boop, boop, boop. I was dancing along to the music. I was like going down on the stool and up on the chair. Boom. Bit my tongue in half. Blood everywhere. Had to go to the emergency room. I remember my tongue was dangling by a thread, and I was 5. And so my mom has told me that I was 5, but I vividly remember all of it. And all they did was put a butterfly Band-Aid on the tongue because it's the thing in the body that heals the fastest. But my mom said it was literally hanging by like 2 threads. My teeth went all the way through my tongue. I can't believe it healed. It's just fine now.
Oh.
But yeah, that was that's something I remember very vividly. And so maybe it just has wiped out everything else. But I remember that very vividly, and I was 5. So that was probably my earliest memory.
I think mine was when I was 4.
Bragger.
4. I think, I was 4 because my mom wasn't married yet and we were still living at my grandma's house. And I remember I ate too many tangerines and I puked.
And you remember it?
I remember it. I remember I ran in the bathroom and I puked. And I remember it was tangerines and I could see the seeds. And I remember it burning out of my nose. And I remember crying for my mom, but my mom had gone out with her boyfriend, which ended up being my dad. And then I remember my grandma sitting there smoking a cigarette the whole time going, te dije que no comas todas esas. Te dije que no las comas. She was telling me the whole time, I told you not to eat them. And I'm like, shut up. I'm puking. I'm puking over here. And you're sitting there smoking a cigarette, which doesn't help. I was a very wild child, as you could tell. Did I tell you what my New Year's resolution is, though?
Oh, you already have one lined up.
I have one.
Good for you. What is it?
I'm switching topics now. Enough about my smoking grandma.
That's fine. I got it. I'm following.
Mine is to do a pistol squat.
Yeah, I know what that is.
A pistol squat.
I don't think that's I don't think I'll ever be able to
Danny,
do that.
why are you shaking your head?
Because she knows what it is. It's
I
so
thought you were
hard.
saying I couldn't do it.
No,
So I'm
because
taking
she
that
knows
as a
how
challenge.
hard
I'm
it
gonna
is.
feel my
But
fire.
I mean, the pistol squat, you have to have so much. Well, tell people what it is
A
first.
pistol squat is when you stand up on both legs and then you put out one of your legs straight and then you squat all the way basically ass to grass.
Your ass to grass or butt to heel. Yeah, all the way down and use the
All
one
the
leg
way,
to stand back
and
up.
then you use one leg to stand up. That is a pistol squat.
The thing is,
It
it's
is
not just, it's so much
incredibly
flexibility. Like I don't have the flexibility in I don't even think I can do the regular squat where you'd squat all the way down on two legs, but and down to the ground and then back up, because it takes so much, it's all mobility in your ankle and shin and all of these muscles.
I know. Oh yeah, my shins. Boom.
So what?
Boom right there.
In case you were not watching us, he tapped his shins and said boom. Yeah.
Sound effects. Yeah. No,
so what are you doing because I remember you had a splits resolution a few years back.
Yeah.
How did that go?
That didn't go well, Jenna.
No, it didn't amount to anything,
I think
right?
I tore a groin slightly and also ended up with a slight hernia.
What are you doing to work on the pistol squat achievement?
This I have actively been working on, and actually my tonal has been helping me.
I love this thing.
So I'll tell you first about the tonal, and I'll tell you how I'm doing it. But so my tonal is basically my at-home gym. It's my gym. It's my savior. It's my trainer. It's my friend. This is what I've been using during quarantine to stay in shape. And basically, you have a screen, and you can do workouts with all these trainers that they have, including people like Tony Horton. And I know you've heard of Tony Horton. My boy that I usually work out with on there is Action Jackson. I go with Coach Jackson, but you could do strength training. You could do HIIT. You could do yoga. There's meditation. We talked about our Theragun earlier. They even have guides, so you could do Theragun on there as well. So Tonal it's
an amazing collaboration.
It's so cool. It's helped with my flexibility because they make sure that in between my workouts, I'm doing the right stretches and I'm keeping the right muscles warm. So I'm not injuring myself the way I would at the gym normally, because at the gym, you try to go heavy all the time. No, Tonal, they know how heavy you can go. They have different forms, like you can go eccentric, you could do a burnout, they have chains. So different ways to burn muscle, burn fat. I can always see my heart rate because I can connect my Apple Watch to it. So I always see how my heart rate's doing. That way I can be more proactive when it comes to burning fat and everything. It is literally a lifesaver for me these last 9 months. But if you want to try Tonal 30 days, risk-free, you can do that. Just go to tonal.com for $100 off the smart accessories when you use the promo code Fitish at checkout. That is Tonal, TONAL.com, promo code Fitish. Tonal, be your strongest. I'm telling you, you're going to love it. It's a great investment. But Tonal they have these arms, right? And it's like the cable machine that you see at the gym.
Yeah.
And so what I do is, since you can do your own workouts, or you can just go off and not work out with a trainer, you can just do weights if you want. I just set it to the highest level, up high, and then I set the weight to the highest level, and then I hold on to the handles and I guide myself down. So it's like an assisted pistol squat.
Got it. Yeah.
And then
that'll get you there. Yeah.
I think
just
it'll get
by
me there.
helping yourself. I've used TRX bands to do that before.
So similar.
Yeah.
So basically, I'm using the Tonal as a TRX band, and also, you've been to my house, right? So you see at the top of my stairs, I have a railing on both sides.
Yeah.
And to make it a little bit harder, I use the railing because we have these little things that stick up, and I grab onto that, and I've been going down. I try to do 5 of those every night before my kids go to bed.
Good for you.
So my goal, I don't know when I'm going to reach it, but my goal is to do a pistol squat. And when I can do it, I'm going to do it right here in front of you, Jenna. I'll even do it with my booty facing you so you could see the gains.
I don't even know how I'm going to wait with all the suspense of waiting on you to do this.
I can't even wait either. It's great.
Oh, well, you know what?
What?
I cheated on you.
Well, we're not dating, so that's tough.
I cheated on you in a different way.
How?
I did a really great Wish nomination for Fitish.
You know what? You can cheat on me all you want when it comes to that, because these are awesome. And I know you probably got the feeling of giving, and you went for it.
I'm in it. And then JC, we used to do these on the radio show, and they still, I'm sorry, you do these on the radio show now. I used to do them with you, but that's kind of, what I was saying to the people I was doing, so they understand, I don't want them to think, I think the show's okay with it. I think that's one of those traditions I can take, and everyone's okay with me doing that.
And you're still part of our family on the radio show.
But we were on a roll, and the girls and I was recording, last week's podcast with Francisco, and we did a couple together. He had to leave. And then I just decided to keep doing them on my own. And it was amazing. Everyone answered. Everyone was wonderful. All the stories were great. The letters were great. And it was just amazing luck that we had with it. But I would love to finish off today's podcast, because I'm actually thinking we may take a couple weeks of vacation, is what JC and I are hoping to do, and come back to you in the new year. But I would love for you to hear the wish that I granted, that we granted. You just weren't here for it last week. Take a listen to that. I think you're really gonna love it, and we'll finish on that note today. I hope you all enjoy it too.
Let's do it.
Hello?
Hannah?
Yes.
Hey, my name's Jenna Owens, and I am from the Kid Craddock Morning Show and have a podcast, and I got a really nice letter about you. Would you have a minute for me to read it to you?
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay. All right. I'm going to read it to you, and then it'll just take a few minutes, okay?
Okay.
Okay, I got an email that says, "Hey, Jenna and the Fitish crew, congratulations on your new products. I've loved following your journey. I heard about your gesture of wanting to help some others this holiday season, and I wanted to write to nominate my cousin, Hannah, and her son, Aiden. As for most, this year has been extremely difficult for them. Back in March, Aiden's father, Jordan, took his own life. You can imagine the impact this has had on Hannah and her son. While coping with the pain of losing a loved one, Hannah has remained so strong and tried to carry on as a single mother. Hannah has done her absolute best to provide for her and Aiden, working both a full-time and part-time job while also going to school full-time to pursue a bachelor's degree in psychology. Unfortunately, while working, Hannah contracted COVID and has not been getting paid for the time she's missed work while recovering. I know Christmas is just a few weeks away, and I'm sure Hannah and Aiden could use some extra joy to get them through their first Christmas alone. Rather than asking for gifts for herself, Hannah has asked for presents for Aiden this year. Like most 3-year-old boys, he loves cars, trucks, dinosaurs. He's very eager to learn new things and is obsessed with the movie Cars. Thank you for your time. I hope you can grant this wish, and happy holidays." And that is from your cousin, Hannah Keaton Evans.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Oh man.
Girl, you've had a hard year.
Yeah.
I'm so
really hard.
sorry. I know. So this all happened in March, right? Right when we all got locked down?
Yeah.
What happened? Is this someone, I mean, were you with Jordan?
No, we weren't together.
Yeah. I mean, you weren't together anymore.
No.
I'm so sorry. I know. But that's something that, I mean, does Aiden really understand what's going on?
No, not right now. He's kind of clueless.
Well, maybe that's not a bad thing. I have my boyfriend Francisco here with me too.
Hi,
We're recording a
Hannah.
podcast. I hope that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, yeah, well, your cousin's absolutely amazing. I mean, how have you been, I mean, how are you handling, I'm so impressed by women like you. I mean, you're working, doing school, and taking care of a 3.5-year-old all by yourself.
Yes.
How do you do it?
It's hard. I just have to keep reminding myself that everything is for my son. Everything that I do is for him.
How is Christmas looking this year for you too?
It's gonna be different for sure.
Have you gotten any Christmas shopping done yet?
A little bit, yeah.
Do y'all have a tree?
Yes, we do have a tree.
Okay, good. Well, we just wanted to do some, we're trying to help out a little bit just with some great, strong individuals like yourself. And so if it's okay, I'd love to grant this wish that your cousin had for you. And I'd like to give you a $500 gift card, if that's great, just to buy presents for yourself.
Yeah, thank you. Oh my gosh, I'm crying. I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine. It's been a hard year.
Hannah, it's incredible to see and hear about people like you. Like, you make everybody look like
I know.
their problems are nothing, and
Right.
you go through them like a trooper, like raising a kid, going to school.
Yeah.
I think you deserve the world, for sure.
Thank you.
Well, I know it's just money and it's just some presents, but our goal is just to kind of make the holiday season a little bit better. What is Aiden into? I know Keaton wrote a few of the things. Is there anything you think he would love for Christmas?
He's just all about cars. He absolutely just loves cars, the movie, everything. He's just crazy about them.
Well, I think $500, and luckily with 3.5-year-old toys, I think you'll be able to get him a lot of good things. And please get yourself
Yes.
something as well, okay?
Okay.
All right. Well, good. Well, thanks for talking to us. I really appreciate it, and I hope you and Aiden can have a really great, as great as it can be, holiday season this year.
Well, thank you so much.
You're so welcome. All right. Bye.
Bye.
Hannah, have a wonderful holiday season.